My name is Trayvon Heron. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. There's a lot of things about Blackburn that stand out to me when I was choosing this college. One of the biggest things is the work program. I'm really a person that's with like hands-on activities, and being up in a work program, actually getting job experience I could put up on a resume, really like boost your efforts to actually getting a job after you leave. You know, you always go your whole life thinking about what do you want to do, what you think your future holds, and well, I finally found that when I came to Blackburn.
In this life, many will underestimate you. Let them. Just keep climbing your own path. Class by class, build your own foundation. Follow your own dreams. When others finally take notice and wonder, how did you get here? Just smile and say, didn't you know I had wings? Fontbonne University. Soar higher.
Whether you're an athlete or a fan with 17 intercollegiate sports, it's not hard to find your Panther pride at Greenville University. Greenville University offers a variety of undergraduate, graduate, and online programs. Here we appreciate the variety of experience you bring to the classroom. Together, we'll help you gain the experience you need for whatever is next. Learn more at greenville.edu. Greenville University. Quality education, unmatched experience since 1892.
When you discover your passion at Iowa Wesleyan University, you discover a quality education. The IW experience provides hands-on professional training through internships, nationally recognized academic programs, professor mentorship, study abroad, and more. Be part of a vibrant campus life that includes 14 NCAA D3 intercollegiate sports, music, intramurals, Greek life, and international culture. Schedule your visit today at iw.edu and discover your passion at Iowa Wesleyan University.
At McMurray College, it's a small community where everyone supports each other. It feels like family.
There's so many people here that support you and care about you, and they just want you to succeed.
Mac really is my home away from home. We are Red Fans!
About Principia College. An NCAA Division III school, Principia College enrolls students from 37 states and 31 nations. The faculty at Principia College include world-class scientists, published authors, noted historians, and celebrated artists and musicians. Active, experiential learning opportunities abound across the curriculum and in co-curricular activities. The only college in the world where faculty and students are Christian Scientists. Principia provides an outstanding liberal arts academic program in a unique learning environment that supports students' spiritual growth.
As an athlete, we kind of had a saying, 1% better. Every person has the opportunity to reach that full potential, and they need to know that. Special needs for me came pretty naturally. My sister, who happens to have Down syndrome, she changed what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. It's like this light bulb moment. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm supposed to work with special ed kids. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is your career field. Take it. My name is Jimmy Keating, and today is a great day to change the world.
Spalding.edu/change the world.
Webster University is nestled in the historic St. Louis suburb of Webster Groves. Experience an ideal student-centered environment with small classes and personalized learning. State-of-the-art academic facilities, including new science and business buildings, a modern library, and more, combine to create a picturesque learning environment. The St. Louis metro area affords our students numerous internship and employment opportunities. Visit us at webster.edu.
Drury Hotels is a corporate sponsor of the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. A family-owned hotel chain, Drury provides exceptional values for travelers. SLIAC fans and teams can choose from 3 Metro East locations in the St. Louis area and book rooms for just $89. Choose from Drury Hotels in O'Fallon, Fairview Heights, and Collinsville, which are conveniently located directly off the interstate and near a wide selection of restaurants. All 3 locations are within 60 miles of 5 SLIAC members and offer SLIAC fans and family traveling through the St. Louis area a cost-saving quality stay. For more information on how to book a room with Drury Hotels, contact your school's athletic department and ask for the Drury Hotels/SLIAC Biz Trip number. Drury Hotels, where the extras aren't extra. Do you have a camp coming up? Winning Streak can help you. Whether it's a summer league team or you're hosting a skills camp, Winning Streak has you covered. With talented graphic artists on site to help you with your design and various delivery options, Winning Streak has all of your needs met. If you place an order on a Monday, Winning Streak can get you your camp shirts by Thursday. Contact Brian Youngberg for more information at 636-357-1667 or Brian at winning-streak.com. Winning Streak, your T-shirt headquarters.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. It is Championship Saturday in SLIAC basketball, and you are watching collegecasts.com. We have a good one for you. The Gorlocks from Webster University going up against the Panthers from Greenville University. On the line is a conference championship and a berth in the Division III NCAA tournament. My name is Tom Eichwald, and alongside me is Colin Surrey. Colin, should be a fun afternoon of basketball.
Well, we saw a really fun night of basketball a couple of days ago as we had two really fun contests. Greenville came away with a win. 164 points scored in that game. That was the most ever in SLIAC tournament history. And then the Gorlocks were dominant in their performance against Blackburn, earned themselves a shot at this one, and I expect the atmosphere to be much the same. It was rocking inside of here.
It was. Let's go back to Thursday night, talk a little bit about what we saw from Greenville. Safe to say that the coaching staff and Coach Barber saw a few things they liked from their second line, as it were. If you're watching by now, you may realize that Greenville kind of plays, it's almost more of a hockey system. You swap out lines instead of players. So, the starting five comes out after 2 minutes, then the second five comes in. Tonight, those have been swapped, mostly because of a timely performance from some shooters.
And Contreras being the big one. Austin Contreras had 41 points in the last contest, 11 of 15 from downtown. He came into that game averaging less than 10 points a game, and it just shows you that in this system for Greenville, any given player can go off on any given game, and we saw that from Contreras. Also converted very well at the free throw line, and Greenville looks to continue that three-point barrage. They made 31 three-pointers as a team, took 67 shots from deep in that first game, and if they shoot that efficiently, even a really good defensive team like the Gorlocks are going to have trouble trying to slow that down.
And Greenville, again, beating Fontbonne 164-148 in their semifinal. That was the first of two semifinal games on Thursday evening. Following that one, we had another fun one between Webster University and Blackburn. Webster edging out the Beavers 85-77. What a performance we saw from Josh Johnson, the Player of the Year, with 25 points.
And no surprise that the Player of the Year comes and shows out in that contest on his home floor, as the Gorlocks are the host team in this tournament. And an interesting note, if Webster were to win today, it would be the first time since 2008 that the Player of the Year in the SLIAC came away with the conference tournament title as well. So history on the line for the Gorlocks here today, this afternoon.
Certainly a kind of mystifying statistic there. Also for Webster, though, kind of a breakout performance from the newcomer of the year, Wynn Brown Jr.
And they'll rely on him heavily. He came out in that first half and was absolute nails, knocking down three-point shots. Gave the Gorlocks a huge lift when Blackburn really came out well in that first half, gave Webster a run for their money, and then eventually Josh Johnson took over down the stretch. But a guy really to look out for in this one is going to be Enrique Tankins. He played 24 minutes in that first contest, was a little bit limited compared to what we've seen on the regular season, and the Gorlocks, coming into this one, you look at it on paper, their big advantage is on the boards. And without Enrique Tankins, the leading rebounder for the Gorlocks, or not, I shouldn't say without him, but with limited minutes from him, he averaged 9.6 rebounds a game in the regular season for these Gorlocks. So definitely will be a huge thing to see if he can give those minutes and be good on the glass, and also leads this team in assists. They run their offense through Enrique Tankins, so he will be instrumental in this one. How available will he be to give those important minutes for the Gorlocks?
What do we mean by the importance of the rebound battle? Since the Grinnell system has come to Greenville in 2015-16, the rebound margin between these two, Webster plus 10 and Greenville -10. So that will be a key plot tonight. We are getting ready for the national anthem and the starting lineups. You will be able to hear the national anthem, and we are standing right now, so we'll stop talking. We'll catch you on the other side of this and give you the starting lineups. Championship Saturday here at SLIAC. There's the national anthem. Crowd still filling in here at Webster University as we get set for the championship game between the home Gorloks and the visiting Panthers from Greenville University. We're going to give you the starting lineups. You probably won't be able to hear the PA, so we'll give them to you here as well. They alternate 1 and 1, so starting things off for Greenville, number 2, Dustin Bankowski, junior guard from Glendale, Arizona. For Webster, forward number 1, senior Enrique Tankins. We mentioned him, 1,000-point scorer this year. He will be key offensively in assists and in rebounds tonight. For Greenville, from Memphis, Tennessee, number 4, Eric Williams, the 6'5 senior guard. And next for Webster, senior from St. Louis, Clayton High School, number 2, SLIAC Player of the Year, Josh Johnson. Back over for Greenville, junior from Fairview Heights, Illinois, number 11, Marvin Bateman, the 6'5 guard, product of Althoff High School. For Webster, freshman standout Wynn Brown Jr., the boys call him JR. He is a freshman guard listed at 5'7", but don't let his size fool you. He is an immense basketball player. For Greenville, number 12, Cameron Vinsel, 6'1 junior guard from Bridgeport, Illinois, Red Hill High School. And for Webster, junior from West Palm Beach, Florida, number 21, Rodson Etienne. He's physically a monster out there. We saw it on Thursday. For Greenville, he was the man on Thursday night, number 30, Austin Contreras. 41 points, almost all of those from beyond the three-point arc. Imagine he'll be letting fly tonight again. And finally rounding things out, number 23 for Webster, senior guard from St. Louis, Missouri, Vashon High School, Jordan Clay. Panthers are coached by Dr. George Barber, and the Webster University Gorloks coached by SLIAC Coach of the Year, Chris Bunch. We are getting set for tip-off here. Greenville will be on our left as you look at the court. They are wearing all-black uniforms with some orange accents. Webster will be wearing the home whites, white shirts, shorts, and they will be on the right half of your screen. Colin, any keys to look for as we watch this game begin?
For Webster, it's just trying to slow that pace down a little bit and take away the three-point shot. If Greenville is getting to the rim and settling for those mid-range jump shots, you can live with that. But if they get hot from beyond the arc like they did in their last contest a couple of days ago, that spells a lot of trouble for Webster. And you can bet that Chris Bunch, they had a game earlier this season where they held Greenville under 100 points. It was actually a loss, 97-98 at Greenville. So they already have had some success slowing this team down a little bit. They'll look to do the same here this afternoon.
That's Colin Surrey. I'm Tom Eichwald. He will bring you the first half. You are watching collegecast.com. Colin?
Rodson Etienne to jump with Eric Williams and get it started in this championship game. It's controlled by Greenville as Bankowski brings it into the front court. They get it high post touch quickly for Williams. Now back out for Bankowski. Bankowski instrumental distributing the ball in that first contest. How about that look at the rim from about 35 feet from Austin Contreras, and that's no joke. He can hit from there. Turned over on the first possession. Here goes Webster in transition. Brown allows Bankowski to go right by him and lays it in.
Great transition bucket. Good awareness from the veterans here on Webster to find the freshman streaking down the court.
Bateman for Williams. He drives in the lane. Kicks out for Contreras.
Notice how quickly they got out to Contreras when he received that ball.
Johnson, great job closing out. Williams, high post touch, and he traveled with it.
That is something you're probably going to see a lot of tonight. We saw a lot of travels on Thursday as these teams look to move, especially Greenville, looks to move as quickly as possible. You will see some travels. You will also see some fouls. One of the keys to this game is Greenville especially, but can both these teams stay out of foul trouble early?
And a great start for the Gorlocks. They have not allowed Greenville to get any easy looks. Look at this, 4 defenders way in the backcourt here. Now they get it ahead for Etienne, and he will kick it back out for Johnson. They'll try to set up the offense against this hounding zone defense. Tipped away by Williams inside. Tankins corrals it on the outside. And now a short corner touch for Etienne. Double team comes for him. He can't find anywhere to go with it. He puts it up in the lane, can't get the roll, and Bankowski pulls down the defensive rebound.
Good rebound by Bankowski. Fought off some contact, but then he gives it away.
Jordan Clay gave it right back, and Bankowski blocked from behind by Enrique Tankins. Led the team with 41 blocks this season, and you see why he was the defensive player of the year.
Yeah, Bankowski a little slow getting up, but appears okay. A lot of contact there. New lineup in there for Greenville. So, Colin, just as you were getting those names down.
And really was difficult in that first contest, trying to keep up with everything going on. A little more acclimated for this championship game, so hopefully I'll be able to stick with it a little bit better for you. Santiago Grady will inbound from the baseline. Also in there, we've got Chris Jackson, Riley Simmons, Barry Nixon, and Henry Johnson. Those were all of your starters from the last contest. Grady.
A minute and 20 seconds gone when they made that substitution. So that tells you a little bit about the level they want to play at tonight.
And you said it. It's really similar to what they do in hockey. Short shifts and quickly getting those bodies rotated in and out so you can go 150% while you're out on the floor. Simmons looked like he was fouled. Somehow Grady came up with that loose ball. Now Johnson going to go up with it from the corner, way short, and Brown comes up with the defensive board.
Yeah, there has been some contact here. The block on Bankowski and then that one. I wonder if these officials are going to let him play, and if anything, does that benefit Greenville a little bit?
It certainly would benefit Greenville. Early on, though, we've seen the Gorlocks taking advantage of those non-calls in this ballgame. Yet to have a foul call as that one turned over, and Greenville has it back. So Henry Johnson will bring it across the timeline, leaves it off for Riley Simmons. Simmons cut off by a double team into the corner. Quickly down low, nice pass. Johnson blocked from behind by Etienne, and there's Tankins. Tankins taking it coast to coast, leaves it off for Etienne. He's fouled on his way up, and there's the first foul of our ball game. Looks like this one's going to go on Barry Nixon.
Yeah, a lot of contact there, but you see the physicality that we said Etienne brings as he just goes right after it, and he asks the question. He says, I'm coming. You going to foul me or not? And Nixon obliged.
And you can see that Webster not afraid to run the floor, much like Greenville does, as the first is good from the line for Etienne. As Etienne had that block on the opposite end, Tankins came up with it, and he ran the floor, actually ended up in front of Tankins on that fast break opportunity.
It was good to see that burst from Tankins after limited action on Thursday.
It sure was. He looks very healthy to begin this one. Splitting the pair at the line was Etienne. Right into the lane and putting it in is Santiago Grady. Tankins gets the inbound. Now Wynn Brown has a 3-on-2. He pulls up from the free throw line. Can't get it to go too strong. Gets it back, puts up another, and this one goes.
I would look for him to have an impact. The freshman, he's feeling it, obviously, after a great performance on Thursday. Wants to prove it's not a fluke, that he can has a game like that in him. He looks like he's playing fairly inspired this evening.
And Riley Simmons had that one tipped out of bounds. And again, we will rotate back to our original starters for Greenville now. And so far, the Gorlocks have had a lot of success. They're really pressuring on the outside, limiting those three-point attempts. And not only that, taking some time off. Greenville not getting into their offense as quickly as they want to early on in this one. Contreras on the far side drives in. Floater coming. It's no good. Too strong. Board ripped down by Jordan Clay. Now Brown with it, gets it ahead for Tankins. 2-on-2 here. Leaves it off for Etienne. He lays it in at the rim.
Great response. Again, it's Tankins. We don't necessarily think of him as a transition player, but he pulls in that rebound, just takes off again.
Looked like Bankowski might have traveled again, having to settle for a floater. It's tipped out, though. Bateman will try a floater of his own. Can't get the roll. And loose ball on the floor. It's taken in by Williams. He goes up, can't get it to go. Got his own. Right back up, and that one won't go either. Greenville lit on that basket early on, just 2 points. Again, Brown pulling up, and he's got it again.
And we're about at almost 4 minutes into this game, and 2 points so far for Greenville. That's the fewest points we've seen them score over a stretch like that in quite a while.
How about the newcomer of the year, Wynn Brown Jr., a quick 6 points to start this one, starting out just like he did in the semifinal game. Good shot fake. 3 is good from Bateman.
There we go. You knew it was coming. If you're a fan of scoring, you are in for a treat today, and I don't think this low-scoring affair will stay that way very long.
And again, a 3-on-2 opportunity. Clay with the floater goes right over that left shoulder. Beautiful finish from Jordan Clay.
Yeah, one of the things to look for in Clay, we saw it on Thursday, and if you follow Webster, you've seen plenty of it. Just the sheer vertical he has got. He can go up and over anybody.
It's really impressive. And on the other end, Greenville finishes a reverse for Cameron Vinsel. Quickly into the front court. Brown going to line up a 3. Will not go. Rebound down for Eric Williams. Bankowski. Fake the handoff. Now he does give Bateman a deep 3. Too short, but there's Eric Williams on the offensive glass. They'll reset, get it into the corner. Vinsel takes a quick 3. That one too strong. Rebound comes down on the near side for Josh Johnson.
For Greenville right now, obviously things not quite going their way, but you got to stay patient as Clay finishes that one. You're only down 6. If there's a team in college basketball that can score 6 points in a hurry, it's probably Greenville. So you got to imagine it's just a matter of keep doing what you're doing. Shots will eventually start falling as Bateman goes again.
Can't get this one, though, and a great finish on the last possession by Jordan Clay at the rim. Anytime he can get inside that 10-foot vicinity of the rim, he is so good. There he leaves it off for Tankins. Tankins fouled on his way up, and he will head to the free throw line. So the Gorlocks, as you mentioned, ahead by 6, a chance to increase that lead when we come out of this quick timeout. And right now, you have to love what you're seeing if you're a Gorlocks fan.
You do, and it's Bankowski with the foul, but what Webster's doing is they're matching and even exceeding the intensity of Greenville, and that's probably Coach Bunch is saying, nice job, guys, take a breather, get back out there, do the same thing. If you're Greenville, you wonder if this coaching staff, Coach Barber, is just kind of telling them, they'll start falling. Just be patient, keep taking those shots. We've seen probably fewer shots than we normally would. They're not quite letting fly. Part of that's because Webster's getting set and not allowing them to penetrate in transition like they want to. So that's credit to Webster. But if you are Greenville, their strategy is shoot as many times as you can. So I'd expect them to come out and fire a few after this timeout.
And they've gotten those shot attempts up. 15 shot attempts to just 9 for Webster, although Greenville shooting 20% from the floor, 3 of 15, and Webster 6 of 9 from the floor. And something we talked about early, the rebounding advantage really being on Webster's side. That hasn't been the case so far. Greenville has 5 offensive rebounds early on in this ballgame. They've gotten a lot of second chance opportunities, haven't been able to cash in on them, though.
That's true. One of the things I would look for to continue is, for the battle to go back and forth. I think both teams. I'll be honest, I zoned out there. I was looking at the stats. I was looking at. I'll just come clean there. But what I was looking at is, we have this score line that Webster started to establish a lead. If you look at the last 10 games, so basically regular season games since the 2015 implementation of this system at Greenville, what you see is Webster has 7-3, so they've dominated this matchup. But these two average just 2.5 points one or the other way in scoring. So these games are always close. Whatever's happening right now, we'll be talking about different storylines toward the end of the game. Greenville's absolutely not going anywhere. They're not going to panic. They're going to be right in there as they usually are when these two go against each other.
Tankins hits the first of 2 at the line. An excellent free throw shooter, 73% on the year, as he gets the roll over the front rim on the second. So they both go down for Enrique Tankins, now up to an 8-point lead for the Gorlocks with 14:53 left to play here in the first half. And you said it, just how fast Greenville plays, those storylines will shift as we go throughout. Simmons twisting, can't get it to go. Rebound tipped out and taken in by Chris Jackson.
Nice job by Grady to get a paw on that.
Johnson now with it, leaves off, shot fake from way downtown from Grady. Tried to get it to Simmons, had it tipped, but Simmons does come up with it. Nice interior pass for Johnson, and he's fouled on his way up.
Is Ethan Hughes, looks like, with the first foul for Webster. 14 minutes, 28 seconds to go. This is, of course, Colin, not the only basketball going on this weekend. You were here for the women's semifinals last night. What'd you see?
Well, we saw some really fun contests, really competitive basketball. Both games were really good. Although the winner of each pulled away at the end of the game, it was really competitive back and forth throughout the contest. Webster, the number 1 seed, will be in the championship of that one as both go at the line for Johnson, and they will take on Spalding tonight at 7 o'clock. That'll be right here on collegecast.com, so make sure you stick with us and watch that one. Brown pulling up again, this time from the elbow, will not go. Battle for the rebound off of Greenville. It'll stay Webster basketball.
And you'd have to say that after 6 minutes, this has been about the most conventional scoreline and development that we've seen out of Greenville. Webster's doing a nice job. They are in control of the pace of this game right now, which is vital when you're playing a team like Greenville.
Hughes gets it up top for Nugent. He's double-teamed quickly, looking for some space. Gets it into the high post for Clay. Clay passes down low. Hughes able to corral it and put it in.
And that's important. You do need your second line guys, that 6 through 10, 6 through 11 type guys, to come through for you. You want to get them started early. As Grady goes for 3, no good. And the reason you do that is just because of the energy that will be expended in this game. You need guys who are feeling it on the bench, chomping at the bit to get in there, show some energy, and put some points on the board.
More offensive rebounds for Greenville. This time they pay it off with a 3 from Riley Simmons. So the offensive rebounding continues to be a storyline. 7 offensive boards for the Panthers, and we're not even halfway through the first half. And there's a finish and the foul. Wynn Brown Jr. continuing to get the job done, up to 8 points now early on.
What a player he is, and you don't want to just dwell on it because you don't want to broadcast and just turn into saying how great one guy is, because there's a lot of talented athletes out there. But when you get a true freshman coming in just dominating, especially as a guy who's 5'7", he is everywhere. He's getting boards, he's getting steals, he's scoring points, and he's looking to take the shots. His teammates are looking to him to take those shots. So very, very quickly, he has catapulted from, hey, this is a talented kid coming into the program, to this is one of the leaders of this team.
You mentioned it, not just getting the job done in terms of scoring. He's tied for a team-high 2 rebounds. He's got an assist. He's getting his teammates involved. And right here, he's able to cap off the 3-point play. So up to 9 points now for Wynn Brown Jr. And what a huge luxury for a team that is very senior-laden to have that spark plug in that freshman coming out again, off to a hot start to begin the ballgame. Eric Williams inside, puts it up, and he's got it, +1.
That's a quick second foul from Hughes. But I was about to say, Williams, no slouch himself underneath the basket. He's already up to 4 rebounds in this game before he went to the bench. So he is a player that they like to get in low positions and just let him do his thing.
And I believe a majority of those are offensive rebounds. Yes, 3 offensive rebounds for Eric Williams early on, and now he's got a chance at a 3-point play and converts.
Just looking to see if I've got those rebound numbers throughout the season. I'll get you those in a second.
Quickly ahead, right to the rim, powering, can't get the finish, but there's Hughes to clean it up, and he can't get the bunny to go. It's out of bounds off of Bankowski. It'll stay Webster basketball. Javon Nugent had a great chance at that one coming in, thought maybe he was fouled. Hughes with the offensive rebound, and he can't put it back.
Just to finish the point, Eric Williams averaging just under 6 rebounds a game, 102 on the season. He is topped on his team only by Riley Simmons with 129 rebounds on the season.
Impressive. Eric Williams, 3rd team All-SLIAC. And for a reason, Hughes left all alone beyond the 3-point arc. He doesn't want that shot. Johnson skips it over. Hop. And now Takins gets it right back. Great pass that time from Nugent.
Really slick ball movement, just really, really crisp, turning it over, keeping that rhythm going. It's pass out of bounds from Greenville. Uncharacteristic error.
Bankowski sends that one out of bounds on the near side, and now Aaron Hop to inbound for Webster. The Gorloks a 7-point lead early on. They get it into Hughes. Hughes, good pass fake. Now Johnson for Hop. He angles towards this near corner. Skip pass for Hughes. Hughes will dribble in, go over the left shoulder, will not get the roll, but the rebound for Johnson in the putback.
Yeah, it was Williams who got his hand on it, but he tried to just bring it out. But it was Johnson who was the only one there.
Bankowski picks up his dribble. Here's Williams in the high post. He'll dribble in with the right hand, splits the defenders, but he's fouled before he can put the shot up. So it'll be a baseline inbound for the Panthers.
And that's a third foul for Hughes.
So
clearly a key player off the bench, and we talked about the need for depth in this game. That could be an important foul right there.
And Ethan Hughes brings that size factor that it is an advantage for the Gorlocks at 6'5". The junior going to have to ride the pine, you would imagine, for the rest of this half with 3 already. Now it'll be Henry Johnson to inbound, just throws it up for Simmons. He has to back out to get it. Shot fake from Grady from about 30. Now he gives a floater in the lane. No good. There's Nugent with the rebound, and he's fouled by Henry Johnson.
Do you think they're going to update the phrase ride the pine at any point now? When was the last time you called a game with a wooden bench?
You know, I called a game at Vanderbilt earlier this year for SLU, the women's basketball team, and that building is just so old. They had all kinds of pine all over the place in that one, but you know, I haven't seen it at the high school level or the college level. Other than that, I don't think all year long.
One of those phrases that may need updating at some point.
Well, there's a lot of them, you know. We always talk about tape. There's no such thing as tape anymore. So, tail of the tape, a non-factor in this one. Second chance 3 goes for Josh Johnson.
Anyway, back to the game. He is a factor, safe to say.
No doubt about it. 12-point lead now for the Gorlocks. Grady splits a double team, dribbles into the lane, kicks it out. Didn't want that initial 3. Jackson will kick it. Nixon comes up with it. Johnson right there next to him. A little bit of traffic on the offensive end. Spinning in the lane. What an athletic finish from Henry Johnson.
Great drive by Johnson, the persistence. You know, especially after being involved, getting a quick foul a minute ago. He's not shying away from the physicality.
Nixon comes away with that steal, so back come the Panthers in the lane. The no-look pass down low. Jackson absorbs the contact, no call, and the rebound finally taken in by Nugent off the floor. And now Tankins trying to find some help. Hop had it nearly stolen away. Nugent gets it ahead. Johnson will pull up from 3. No good, and the rebound down for Grady.
Yeah, Johnson will look to take those shots, needs to find it.
Johnson draws a block in the lane this time.
You know, as we saw on Thursday, when he gets going, But, just rattling a few out early. He's already got, let's see, what does he get? He's 5 points, so not criticizing by any stretch of the imagination, but he likes taking those shots until he dials in.
And it's much of the same that we saw in the game that we called a couple of days ago. Is it took him a while to heat up. He's one of those players that as he gets the feel for the game, he gets stronger as the game goes on. And that's something you expect from a senior leader. He's able to kind of pace himself a little bit more. He has the experience. He's been in these kind of situations. And the player of the year, certainly not a terrible start whatsoever, is he tries to get going from downtown early on, and it looks like we may have a shot clock issue here, or game clock.
Gives us a chance to tell you 11 minutes, 3 seconds remaining here in the half. 10-point lead now for Webster. And Greenville can eat away at a lead in a hurry, but so far so good for the home Gorlocks.
And they've done it on the defensive end. The Panthers only shooting 27% from the floor, 6 of 22, as they get this one up top for Eric Williams on the inbound. He gives a jab step, drives into the lane. That's going to be a charge right into the chest of the defender, Jadis Smith.
Nice job by Smith to take that one. And that's another frustrating one for Greenville, is they're still trying to find something. They've been, you have to say, early on you can say just struggling to get going. They look a little out of sorts right now.
Well, and it's really tough, especially the way that the Gorlocks have run Greenville off the three-point line. When you drive in and then take a charge, that gives you that added tentativeness that, man, what am I supposed to do here? Win Brown, double team. Nice job to get it out to Johnson. He pulls up, floater in the lane, will not go. Rebound, nearly pulled in by the Gorlocks. It's off of Greenville, though, over the baseline. It'll stay Gorlock basketball.
And that's important, Webster. We talk about the pace of the game and Webster being in control. Ball goes out of bounds. That means Webster, more time goes by, Greenville not having the ball. That's exactly what you want. You want to take a team that likes to run and shoot and just lower their opportunities to run and shoot by keeping possession.
just throw it up top for Clay. He gets it stolen away by Contreras on his way down. Bateman gave a shot fake, wanted to drive, now gives off. This is Williams driving baseline, lays it in, and he's fouled from behind.
Yeah, they're going to get Nugent coming in behind. Looks like he did get a fair bit of the ball, but at the angle he came from, that's the problem.
No doubt about it. That quick step, just tight roping the baseline that time for Eric Williams, and he'll have a shot at a three-point play. And it's a situation where you think about how poorly the Panthers have shot to only be down by potentially 7 points. If Williams can knock down this and one opportunity, he cannot as it goes off the front iron. All is not lost, especially the way that they can turn things up in a hurry on the offensive end. Brown back for Johnson on the break. He goes right up with it, gets his own, and lays it in.
There you go. We mentioned him wanting to get going. He wants it too. So there you see the drive, get his own rebound, put it back, keep things moving. Bateman, whoa.
And Bateman loves that shot. If you give him any sort of room, he's got range out to 30 feet, and he showed you it right there. Tipped, but the Gorlocks have a 2-on-1. Etienne could not control it, and now Greenville able to get back in transition. Here's Etienne along the baseline, puts it up. That's a block, so Etienne will head to the free throw line.
That's Williams that they're going to get on the block.
So Eric Williams looked like he was in pretty good position there, but Etienne just kind of slid sideways instead of going right into the chest of Williams, and I think that's what drew the block. 2 fouls now on Eric Williams in this first half. 9:53 left to go. Feels like we've already played about a half of basketball. We're only halfway through this one.
We have, but a low-scoring affair. By just for frame of reference, I mean, we were getting close to 40-50 at this point on Thursday, that was.
Yes.
So if that benefits anybody, you'd have to say it probably benefits Webster, who can contain Greenville. They've shown it, keeping them under 100 earlier in the season. So this is, right now, good signs for the Gorlocks. And if you are Greenville, you just have to keep shooting. We've seen probably they're still out shooting Webster in terms of quantity, but probably a lower quantity. We don't have those numbers to say, shots per minute or anything like that, but I would guess it's a lower number than they're generally comfortable with.
And I think it's going to have to be the off-ball movement for Greenville that needs to improve a little bit in order to get those shots, because those double teams are coming from the outside, and it's leaving that extra player to be open for Greenville. They just got to find them.
They do, and you have to credit Webster by saying what they're doing defensively to try to deny all the looks that Greenville wants and make them either force something. I mean, if Bateman's going to hit threes from 30 feet, like, okay, there's always go ahead, keep taking 30-footers. We'll give you the 25% of those you're going to make, or 10%, whatever that would be. But they're doing a nice job of getting in the way and disrupting the Panther offense.
So it will be Rodson Etienne, the West Palm Beach, Florida native, to the free throw line. First is good from Etienne. As the Gorlocks send everyone into the backcourt for the second free throw attempt for Rodson. And Etienne's got them both at the line. Here's Riley Simmons into the front court. Hands off now for Jackson. And now Johnson on the far side. Already, this is more time than we're used to seeing Greenville before they get a shot off. This is a good look, though, for Jackson, and he hits.
There it is. Persistence pays off as they find the look they want. And Jackson, great composure, put it up over 2 charging defenders.
In a situation maybe of, Dr. George Barber letting his team know as that one's stolen away by Simmons. What a save for Grady. Came up with his own, and the crowd thought maybe that should have been a double dribble. Simmons coast to coast, lays it in.
Yeah, great effort on both ends. Keeps it in bounds and ends up finishing.
Win Brown ahead for Clay, gets it right back on the left wing. Now up top, this is Johnson, picks up his dribble. Tankins down low, sealed off the defender but couldn't finish at the rim, and the rebound for Greenville. Behind the back, Johnson up top, he drives in, he'll kick and right to Josh Johnson. Now here comes Webster on the break. Johnson blocked by Nixon at the rim. Win Brown comes up with that loose ball, leaves it off for Clay. The floater just too strong. Tipped out now. Here's Chris Jackson with it. Back for the Panthers. Simmons Greenville within 4. That one's stripped away. Here is Josh Johnson again. 2-on-1. Win Brown. Shot fake, then goes up and hits.
Well, you continue. I'm going to look up the height differential on that layup.
I think you got all the time in the world over there, Tom.
5'7" over 6'4".
So let's see. We got
that's
8-inch difference.
Yeah.
Nixon on the far side. Way too short with that 3. Run down on the rebound by Tankins. Here's Brown now with it, and it looks like the Gorlocks are going to slow it down. No, they won't. They'll go speed it up again, and it's an easy lay-in for Jordan Clay.
Well, I got to say, everything's going Webster's way right now. I know the lead is only 8, but momentum-wise, they look really comfortable. Defensively, it's like they know where Greenville's going with it before they go.
And now the foul will be called as they rule that. I wonder if they're going to get Johnson inside that cylinder of the offensive player.
The old cylinder foul.
You should say the new cylinder foul, as that's one of our newer rules implemented in the game.
It was the ironic old. Yeah.
Right. Well, sometimes I'm a day late and $1 short on your humor over here, Tom, but I'm trying to catch on as we go.
That's all right. Most are. I'm starting to think it might be me.
Inbound for Bankowski is a deep 3. No good from Bateman, and the long rebound comes out for Hop.
If those are the looks they're going to take, if you're Webster, you're liking it if that's what they're comfortable with.
You'll live with that, no doubt. Hop gives for Clay. He's got a high post touch from the elbow, a floater. That one will not get the roll. Etienne, the putback.
Good battle from Etienne. Webster wants this, don't they?
They sure do. That one tipped by Hop as they were looking for Vinsel ahead on the floor on the outlet pass. Could not find him. It'll be a baseline inbound for the Panthers. Had it within 4. Now a quick 6-0 run for the Gorlocks. Have that lead back out to 10.
Now Webster, they were number 1 seed last year as well. They lost in the semifinals to Eureka. You can tell the intensity they're bringing. They want to get back to that tournament since it's been a year or two.
Bankowski, crowd wanted to travel. Now the loose ball reeled in by Etienne. He goes cross court for Hop. He leaves it off for Etienne at the rim. Lead up to 12 now. Bateman gets it to the high post. Here's Williams. Maybe took an extra step. He's fouled on his way up.
And that's exactly why Webster's frustrated by that. They're going to get Tankins with the foul, and he's saying, how is that not a travel?
And a tough situation for the Gorlocks. Thought it was a turnover. Instead, it's a foul on one of your best players, albeit the first personal on Enrique Tankins. It'll send Eric Williams to the free throw line, and it just looked to me like he picked up that pivot foot to get that extra step in order to lay that one up.
It is just the first foul, and we're under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Remember, though, that Hughes, kind of the other big that they toss in there, is on 3. So between them, you're down to, 4 left, 2 left, so 6 fouls for those 2 guys.
And up to 17 fouls now for Webster, so it'll be bonus free throws the rest of the half for Greenville. 16 fouls on the Panthers, so the next one will result in bonus free throws for the Gorlocks as well. Win Brown gets it in for Hop. Hop, the long pass ahead for Etienne. Now a 3-on-2 situation. They'll settle it down. Tankins from the high post gives a shot fake. He picked up his dribble, though. Gets it out for Etienne. Right back from him. Now we'll take the free throw line jumper. That one missed everything off to the right.
I wonder if he didn't have a grip on that. It looked like he just never was quite comfortable releasing it.
Now they go far side. Austin Contreras. He'll launch a long one. That one no good. Bankowski the offensive rebound, though. Eric Williams, he goes up and puts it in. And a situation there, the Gorlocks just got caught ball watching that time. Didn't get a man, didn't box out. Allowed for the offensive board.
They did, but credit to Williams on that finish, going up against Tankins, Defensive Player of the Year.
Vinsel, the steal, immediately goes up with the 3. It will not go. Bankowski again, and Bateman lays it in.
Yeah, it looked like Bankowski got stretched away. He didn't want to stretch there. He's a little sore. He's taken a few tonight.
He has. It's been a physical brand of basketball as, again, we have players hitting the deck. This time, Etienne fouled on his way up. He'll go to the line.
Looks like Johnson and Nugent getting ready to come back in. A lot of 2s coming off the bench right now for the Webster.
3 of them I see over there at the scorer's table.
Four now. Wynn's going out.
Oh, wow, excuse me.
He's coming out because there's another digit on his jersey.
Anyone without a 2, get off the floor. Etienne gets the first to go at the line. And now we will have all those 2s sub in. We've got Javon Nugent, 22, coming in. Josh Johnson, number 2. And Wynn Brown heads to the bench. So one of those 2s off the floor here.
Tankin's on the bench as well.
So second coming at the line now for Rodson Etienne. Etienne has been great from the free throw line so far in this one. 4 of 5, make it 5 of 6. Henry Johnson leaves it off for Riley Simmons in the front court. Now Nixon with it. They go with a little weave action, and now 3 taken from Johnson off the front iron. Another long offensive rebound for Greenville. They have owned the offensive glass. 10 offensive rebounds in this first half, though they throw it away there looking for Nixon along the baseline. And the Gorlocks get it back. 8-point lead and the basketball.
Webster, for all that's going right for them right now, they are having a tough time pulling away from Greenville. If you were to just watch this game, not really keeping track of the buckets, you'd maybe think that Webster had a bigger lead than they do, as that makes it 10 points. But Greenville just hanging in there. They're hanging tough. They understand a basketball game's a long time, and they can score a lot of points in a hurry. Grady trying to do it there.
And he does from the left elbow. Santiago Grady, the leading scorer for Greenville, getting involved. Nearly stolen away by Grady that time as they get it for Clay. Nixon nearly intercepted it, but Johnson comes up with it. And offensive rebound is off of Javon Nugent. It'll head back for the Panthers and Greenville. We got a player down on the floor here. Far side, is that Etienne on the floor? No, I think it's Jordan Clay.
Looks like they're taking a media timeout.
So we'll take a break with them right here as they tend to Jordan Clay, as we've had an exciting one. 43-35, Gorlocks on top, 5:07 left to go in the first half. You're watching collegecast.com.
College is a liberal arts and science institution, which also provides professional programs with a liberal arts emphasis. The college exists to cultivate excellence in learning, service, and leadership through the mutual development of intellect and character to enable graduates to lead meaningful lives and have successful careers. At Eureka College, your individuality is celebrated. Discover your academic, social, and career goals, then attain them with the skills learned during your time here. Our personalized atmosphere, expert faculty, and professional staff help define your uniquely Eureka experience. You've come into this world with a purpose, to not simply be, but to become the embodiment of everything extraordinary that lives inside of you. Your quest to fulfill your purpose can begin today at Westminster College. The faculty, staff, and alumni of Westminster are unified toward one goal: to provide the intensive focus and clarity you need to take ownership of your future. This unequaled learning experience will harness the power in your purpose and embolden you to unleash it as you go out into the world. Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri, the power in purpose.
Welcome back, everybody. 5 minutes, 7 seconds to go in this first half. Webster with a 43-35 lead. They're doing a lot of things right, but the Panthers are right there with them from Greenville University. A berth in the Division III National Championship on the line in the SLIAC Championship game.
Henry Johnson gets the inbound, takes it into the front court, down by 8. Gorlocks controlling this one, and another turnover from Greenville. Wynn Brown Jr. nearly had it stripped from behind. Now he's looking for some help in the backcourt. Only 4 seconds to get it across, and Hop takes care of that with a long pass ahead for Etienne. He's trying to find some space. Power dribble, puts it up, can't get it to go. There's Nugent on the offensive glass. He's fouled, trying to go back up himself.
They're going to get Jackson on the foul, but credit to Etienne. Aaron Hop just lobbing one in there, and Etienne went up. Kind of a tight end in the back of the end zone there, just fighting through a lot of contact to pull that one in and extend the play. Although it didn't go in, it gives his teammate a chance from the line.
The southpaw Nugent hits at the free throw line, and you said it. I thought that one was going over the baseline when Hop let go of it, and Etienne skied for it, came down, and retained possession for the Gorlocks, and they've turned it into free throw attempts here as both go for Javon Nugent.
So it's little things. I mean, fighting to hang on to that ball gives Nugent the chance to go to the line. It extends that play. You get 2 points out of it. You keep doing that throughout the game. A little bit here, a little bit there. even if it only adds up to 8-10 points, that's the difference in a game like this.
Johnson converts in the painted area. Now the double team comes on Josh Johnson. Win Brown Jr. gets it into the front court, 3-on-2. Etienne can't finish at the rim, just got stuck underneath the basket that time.
Yeah, it took some contact from Nixon, which just held it up. Great pass in from Simmons.
Beautiful pass. Put some English on it to bring it back to Barry Nixon, who lays it in with a reverse.
Great vision from Simmons.
Josh Johnson into the front court. He'll pull up from the elbow, passes it off. Nugent gets it to go. A lot of contact, no call, but he got the finish anyway. Chris Jackson leaves it off for Simmons. High post touch for Johnson. Nixon now from the right wing, driving in. More contact, no call. Nugent comes up with the defensive board. Now Win Brown with it ahead for Hop. 2-on-1 if they can go quick. Hop right to the rim, and the putback once again for Etienne. Rodson Etienne now up to 5 rebounds in 13 points. Grady, a quick three from the near side. It's short, no good. Simmons, the offensive board, gets it right back to the outside. Shot fake, now a sidestep three, will not go. And Josh Johnson off and running again. Johnson and Etienne. Johnson right to the rim. Fake the pass. Left the lane wide open.
Good finish by Johnson, but a nice job of Etienne just to draw Simmons away from him. Great understanding between the two veterans.
And Josh Johnson looked him off beautifully. There is Henry Johnson with the finish at the rim. Pace picking up once again, and we got a timeout coming from Greenville. 51-41. The Gorlocks on top with 2:56 left to go in the first half, and Webster continues to shoot well from the field, up to 49% in the ball game. Greenville starting to recover a little bit from that slow start. They're up to 40% themselves, but the three-point shooting has not been there like it was in the last contest. Just 4 of 17 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they're struggling to find those looks. As we've said over and over again, Webster doing a nice job of anticipating and pressuring those shots, so they're not easy options at all. But if you are Greenville, you got to say you just maybe, I know this is kind of the answer to all things, but just you got to be a little bit quicker. You're allowing Webster to get set. You need to get that quick shot maybe a little bit more often than they're doing.
And it really might come down to getting some stops so that you can set that defense up, because right now the Gorlocks are getting these defensive rebounds, and they are immediately looking to run, get out on the break, and Win Brown Jr., again, he's getting a lot of hockey assists. He's not really the guy who's getting that final pass in there. He does still have 2 assists in the ball game, but he's done such a great job of breaking this press and then setting things up for his teammates as they can get those easy looks in transition. Double team comes on the outside. Johnson, great look on the far side for Etienne. He's blocked. Big time block. I think that was Cross in there. Justin Cross denies him. 35 blocks on the regular season for Justin Cross. He comes off the bench, a bit of a defensive specialist here. He is cutting in the reverse at the rim with the right hand.
Nice job by Cross. What we're seeing right now is Greenville forced to play in a more conventional offense. They're forced to set and kind of move.
How about Win Brown throws on the brakes and then a little right-handed floater in the paint gets it to go. Bankowski leaves it off for Contreras. He is blocked.
Nowhere to go against Tankins.
Looked like a lot of contact, no call, and now technical foul. And did they call that before the bucket is the question? Yes, they did. So wipe off the points. Technical foul. It'll be 2 free throws coming for Josh Johnson, and then the ball for the Gorlocks.
Didn't see exactly what was done or said or what might have happened here. We're still waiting for any sort of signal from the table.
And it was certainly behind the play as Enrique Tankins went up and got a huge block on Austin Contreras. Probably should have been a shooting foul, and then I would imagine that's where the chippiness ensued.
It looks like Bankowski, who was on the receiving end of some contact, and the official is giving an explanation to Coach Barber, who, if I am a judge of facial expressions and body English, doesn't seem to agree.
Does not seem to agree at all, and he's not necessarily hiding those emotions all that well on his face. As he was an assistant coach for Rick Pitino, so he may have picked up a thing or two from Rick, the old ball coach, as he was a part of that 1996 national championship coaching staff, and that's where he learned a lot of this aggressive style that we're seeing from Greenville here this afternoon.
Johnson hits his first. He's got a second to make it a 12-point game, which would be the biggest deficit or advantage, depending on your perspective of the night. Of the day. I got to stop saying night.
So I know. I keep
3:30
slipping
in the afternoon.
night in there as well.
I'm not used to doing afternoon games.
Well, and the way they've got kind of the ambiance in here with these lower lighting levels, it makes it feel like maybe it's nighttime already, but it is indeed the afternoon as both of those free throws go for Josh Johnson. And now the Gorlocks with the basketball after the technical free throws. Tankins gives in the corner for Wynn Brown. He's cut off along the baseline. Now Johnson up top. Double team. That one's tipped. Still gets it into the hands of Etienne. Now Clay along the baseline. Finds Wynn Brown in the painted area. Again, he's got that mid-ranger.
Hadn't said his name in a while. He had to get himself back in the game. He's up to 15.
Very impressive game.
Might be your game leader off the top of my mind here.
He is, and Etienne rips down that defensive board. So now all of a sudden things starting to get away from the Panthers as Johnson drives in and draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line. A chance to make it a potential 16-point game all of a sudden with 1:30 left to go in the half.
First foul of the day for Simmons. Johnson just did a nice job leaning into him, drawing the contact. That's exactly what Simmons is explaining to the officials, saying, I was just standing there, sir.
Johnson can't get the first at the free throw line. Josh Johnson, the all-time leader in free throw percentage at Webster University, 87% in his career, so a rare miss on the first there. Puts him at 2 of 3 after he knocked down both of those technicals. Now the second coming for the player of the year in the SLIAC. In and out, missed them both.
Doesn't happen often.
Not at all. And especially those good shooters, even if they miss that first at the free throw line, they're so good at adjusting on that second. As the interior pass goes for Henry Johnson, he kicks it out. Now this is Simmons driving in, and an offensive foul as in there to take the contact was Jada Smith, and I thought Simmons did a pretty good job avoiding the full-on contact. Smith did do a good job to anticipate and get there well ahead of time on the drive, but
Smith's a big dude. He's pretty hard to avoid. All smiles on the Webster bench. He's getting a lot of love from his teammates and coaches for that one.
They love it. Jada Smith, the freshman from Little Rock, Arkansas, heads back to the bench. Tankins ahead for Johnson. Nearly had it stolen away by Simmons. Strong hands to retain the ball and then lost the handle. Stolen away from behind by Chris Jackson. Jackson into the front court, working on Johnson. Into the lane, leaves it off for Johnson. Now the kick. Simmons' three is good. And that one ahead a little bit too far, but now a 3-on-1 coming in. Foul coming as Etienne will head back to the line.
Yeah, mea culpa from Nixon. He knew what he did. It just got his hand in there. Got a little too much contact. Kind of raised his hand, said, yep, that one's on me.
And 3 personals now on Barry Nixon in the first half. In the semifinal game, we saw Nixon take about 3 or 4 charges, and that really became a big factor in that ball game. Also ran into foul trouble, as did just about everyone else in that game, as the first free throw.
I think you had 2, didn't you?
I think I had 4. I was about fouled out of the game. You were going to have to carry us the rest of the way, Tom, but I was able to hold my tongue on a few occasions and stayed in the game.
You know, we joke, but that was a lot of fouls. It made for a long game and had to be grueling for the players and coaches, just, still going when you're usually showered and on the bus.
4 straight misses at the free throw line for Webster. Deep 3 from that time. Bateman couldn't get it to go. Ahead, it's stolen away again as Cross, a good job to come up with it and save it for Contreras. Contreras kicks. Now another 3 from Bateman. In and out. Contreras offensive rebound. Can't get the putback. Left it short, and Cross is fouled on a 3rd attempt, as now 14 offensive rebounds for the Panthers.
Josh Johnson going up a little bit from behind, so he picks up his 2nd. Just so you can know where we stand. In terms of fouls, nobody really in foul trouble. 3 fouls apiece for Nixon and Williams of Greenville, and only 2 fouls for Johnson There's actually 3 for Hughes as well, but he's been on the bench most of the time. In terms of the scoring, in case you're wondering at home who's doing the damage, Williams for Greenville. Williams has 9, Bateman 8. 8 points apiece for Simmons and Johnson as well. And over on the Webster side, it is Wynn Brown Jr. leading the way at 15 points, 13 for Etienne, and 11 for Josh Johnson.
5 straight misses at the free throw line. I think that's more misses than we saw combined in both of the women's games last night. They were so proficient from the free throw line. That one goes begging off the heels. So now 6 straight misses from both of these teams as Jordan Clay brings it into the front court with just 15 seconds left in the half. Good pass down low for Etienne. He had it nearly stolen away. Thought maybe a jump ball there. Now Clay the offensive rebound. Tankin shot fake. Wynn Brown splits the double team. Leaves it off for Clay. Kick out, hot 3. Too strong, and that's how we come to a close in the first half. Webster University on top 57-46 over the Greenville Panthers after one half of play. We'll take a quick break here. We'll come back with Dick Kaiser, the commissioner of the SLIAC, coming your way next on collegecast.com.
My name is Trayvon Heron. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. There's a lot of things about Blackburn that stand out to me when I was choosing this college. One of the biggest things is the work program. I'm really a person that's with like hands-on activities, and being up in a work program, actually getting job experience I could put up on a resume, really like boost your efforts to actually getting a job after you leave. You know, you always go your whole life thinking about what do you want to do, what you think your future holds, and well, I finally found that when I came to Blackburn.
In this life, many will underestimate you. Let them. Just keep climbing your own path. Class by class, build your own foundation. Follow your own dreams. When others finally take notice and wonder, how did you get here? Just smile and say, didn't you know I had wings? Fontbonne University. Soar higher.
Whether you're an athlete or a fan with 17 intercollegiate sports, it's not hard to find your Panther pride at Greenville University. Greenville University offers a variety of undergraduate, graduate, and online programs. Here we appreciate the variety of experience you bring to the classroom. Together, we'll help you gain the experience you need for whatever is next. Learn more at greenville.edu. Greenville University. Quality education, unmatched experience since 1892.
When you discover your passion at Iowa Wesleyan University, you discover a quality education. The IW experience provides hands-on professional training through internships, nationally recognized academic programs, professor mentorship, study abroad, and more. Be part of a vibrant campus life that includes 14 NCAA D3 intercollegiate sports, music, intramurals, Greek life, and international culture. Schedule your visit today at iw.edu and discover your passion at Iowa Wesleyan University.
At McMurray College, it's a small community where everyone supports each other. It feels like family.
There's so many people here that support you and care about you, and they just want you to succeed.
Mac really is my home away from home. We are
Dick Kaiser joining us here at halftime. A 57-46 lead for the Gorlocks over the Panthers after one half of play in our men's championship bout. And it was a fun first half, and the Gorlocks slowing down Greenville much more than we saw in the first contest where they scored 164, a SLIAC conference tournament record.
Yeah, I think what was happening is that they were out on the threes and making them drive the ball and making them bring inside, and that's really not what they want to do. I mean, they'll do it, but that's not their emphasis. I mean, it was interesting. They didn't shoot a three until there was 2.5 minutes gone in the first half, and normally they shoot a three in the first 12 seconds. So Greenville, though, to their credit, when they played here last time in the regular season game, they were down about this much, maybe even a little bit more, and they came out red hot and just started burying the threes. And the Gorlocks ended up winning down the stretch. But the bottom line is this game is going to go. It'll be 115, 110, something like that for it's all, maybe 120-ish. So we'll see.
And that's about where it ended up last time. You mentioned the last game that took place on this floor, a 125-120 win, or 121 win for the Gorlocks over the Panthers, and they'll have to fend them off again. You just know that run's coming with this Panthers squad. And we talked a whole lot about the basketball side of things. What other championships do we have coming up in other sports in the SLIAC?
Well, right now, we're just finishing up in the next 45 minutes. We'll be finishing up the indoor track and field championships up at Principia College. I was up there early this morning for about 3 hours before I headed down here for the basketball championship. And things were running well. The student athletes were having a great experience, and there were some championships. There was a lot of personal best being done with the field events, because that's what we were doing this morning, was getting the field events out of the way. And then once that's all done, we kind of go in a lull a little bit for about 6 weeks. And then middle of April-ish, right in there, we start out and we have women's tennis, and then we have men's golf, and we have track and field and baseball and softball, and all of a sudden we're done with 17 sports.
And as we're watching the cheer squad put on a great performance here at halftime, it gives us a chance to really recognize a lot of these students and faculty members of these affiliate universities that work so hard to make these events special like they are. What can you say about everyone that makes what we're seeing here in this event possible?
Well, they're passionate about it, because most of the people, whether they be coaches of this type of situation, they're part-time. And they have other occupations that they have to do, and then they show up and they train and teach these, like the cheerleaders and the dance teams. And it's pretty awesome that they have that much compassion for the student athletes. And on behalf of the student athletes, they appreciate all that compassion. You know, we're very, very fortunate at all the institutions that we're not overstaffed by any stretch of the imagination. And there are a lot of people doing a lot of different jobs, whether it be, you know, head basketball coach and game manager, or head basketball coach and tennis coach, or something like that. And that's Division III. That's what happens, is that there are a lot of people doing a lot of different things, and they do it not because they're getting paid millions of bucks. You don't see any of the Division III people being talked about in the news media about making $3-4 million a year. They're probably making more like $3-4 an hour. So it was, you know, it's why people are doing this, though, because they love working with the student athletes. They love having the opportunity to see these young men and women excel, and the student athletes certainly appreciate it.
And it's all the more reason to get out and watch SLIAC sports, because that really is the thing that you hear resounding from college sports fans is, oh, it's just not the same. You know, these kids don't have the same passion for the game as they used to at the higher levels. You know, things are monetized to such a high degree going on with everything. But that's really not the case here at the D3 level. It is for that passion and the love of the game. And it shows when you see the players out there on the floor. You can feel the intensity. You can feel the passion. It really is a throwback style of values when it comes to sports in the SLIAC.
Absolutely. I mean, well, let's just talk basketball for a minute. In this particular game, there are probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 kids that can shoot better than a lot of D1 kids do. And why do they? Because they work at it so hard, because they don't have all of the amenities and all that kind of stuff. You go to a Division I basketball game, and you're not probably going to see 31 or 35 threes. You're not probably going to see 67 threes put up in a game. And that's a style of play, but the bottom line is they're making the shots, and they do it because they come out here and they work. And I'm not saying Division I athletes, Division II athletes don't work. I'm just saying these kids work because they want to play so bad. And as it relates to their character, you know, the player of the year, the Johnson kid from Webster, the player of the year in men's basketball this year. Yesterday, he was out here before the women's tournament, and he practiced like an hour and a half all by himself, shooting free throws, jump shots, and things like that. That's dedication, because he's not getting paid a dime to do it.
Josh Johnson, the player of the year from Clayton High School, from right here in St. Louis, and that those local players that, you know, don't have that shot at that next level, this is a great opportunity for them to showcase their talents and abilities. And they are really talented, but you mentioned it's the time that they put in. It's the time that everyone puts in behind the scenes to make this work, and we appreciate everything that they've done. Well, Dick, we have bothered you quite a bit over these last 3 days. We'll let you take a little break here, but we're going to make you come back up again for the Women's Championship, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, we definitely have a product to sell, and if people give us a chance, I think they'll enjoy it, because they'll see the dedication, they'll see the determination, and they'll realize that these kids, even though they're Division III, they work and want it just as bad as anybody else, and that's what it's all about.
Dick Kaiser, the SLIAC commissioner, joining us at halftime. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate you. It's a 57-46 lead for the Gorloks over the Panthers. We've got about 5 minutes until the tip of the second half. We'll be right back with it on collegecast.com.
My name is Trayvon Heron. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. There's a lot of things about Blackburn that stand out to me when I was choosing this college. One of the biggest things is the work program. I'm really a person that's with like hands-on activities, and being up in a work program, actually getting job experience I could put up on a resume, really like boost your efforts to actually getting a job after you leave. You know, you always go your whole life thinking about what do you want to do, what you think your future holds, and well, I finally found that when I came to Blackburn.
In this life, many will underestimate you. Let them. Just keep climbing your own path. Class by class, build your own foundation. Follow your own dreams. When others finally take notice and wonder, how did you get here? Just smile and say, didn't you know I had wings? Fontbonne University. Soar higher.
Whether you're an athlete or a fan with 17 intercollegiate sports, it's not hard to find your Panther pride at Greenville University. Greenville University offers a variety of undergraduate, graduate, and online programs. Here we appreciate the variety of experience you bring to the classroom. Together, we'll help you gain the experience you need for whatever is next. Learn more at greenville.edu. Greenville University. Quality education, unmatched experience since 1892.
When you discover your passion at Iowa Wesleyan University, you discover a quality education. The IW experience provides hands-on professional training through internships, nationally recognized academic programs, professor mentorship, study abroad, and more. Be part of a vibrant campus life that includes 14 NCAA D3 intercollegiate sports, music, intramurals, Greek life, and international culture. Schedule your visit today at iw.edu and discover your passion at Iowa Wesleyan University.
At McMurray College, it's a small community where everyone supports each other. It feels like family.
There's so many people here that support you and care about you, and they just want you to succeed.
Mac really is my home away from home. We are Red
About Principia College. An NCAA Division III school, Principia College enrolls students from 37 states and 31 nations. The faculty at Principia College include world-class scientists, published authors, noted historians, and celebrated artists and musicians. Active, experiential learning opportunities abound across the curriculum and in co-curricular activities. The only college in the world where faculty and students are Christian Scientists, Principia provides an outstanding liberal arts academic program in a unique learning environment that supports students' spiritual growth.
As an athlete, we kind of had a saying, 1% better. Every person has the opportunity to reach that full potential, and they need to know that. Special needs for me came pretty naturally. My sister, who happens to have Down syndrome, she changed what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. It's like this light bulb moment. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm supposed to work with special ed kids. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is your career field. Take it. My name is Jimmy Keating, and today is a great day to change the world.
Spalding.edu/change the world.
Webster University is nestled in the historic St. Louis suburb of Webster Groves. Experience an ideal student-centered environment with small classes and personalized learning. State-of-the-art academic facilities, including new science and business buildings, a modern library, and more, combine to create a picturesque learning environment. The St. Louis metro area affords our students numerous internship and employment opportunities. Visit us at webster.edu.
We are back 1 minute away from the beginning of the second half on collegecast.com. I am Colin Surrey. I'm joined by Tom Eichwald, doing a great job as my partner. We got Tim Miller helping us out in production, the owner of collegecast.com, and James O'Sullivan doing great work bringing you the shots you see on camera. And leading scorers in that first half, Win Brown Jr. with 15, 7 of 10 from the floor for the freshman newcomer of the year for the Webster University Gorloks. And on Greenville's side of things, it was 9 points from Eric Williams. He had 5 rebounds in that first half as well. And Tom, in the second half, I would imagine there's no way we're going to keep as low a scoring as we saw in this first half.
No, at some point this game's going to kind of open up and explode a little bit. What we've seen so far has been the speed of Webster getting back on defense has really denied Greenville the opportunity to play the run and gun that they want. It's forced them to play a more set offense, and they're struggling to convert on some of the shots that, you know, some are quality shots that aren't going, but some of them can be a little bit forced because they're frustrated. But really, it's been an excellent job by Webster to dictate the pace, and that will need to continue in the second half.
And Webster has done a great job running Greenville off the three-point line. 31 made threes in the semifinal game for Greenville, just 5 in the first half, so that'll be something to watch.
Jordan Clay inbounds for Win Brown Jr., and the freshman gets us going here in the second half. 57-46 your score. Enrique Tankins back for Brown. Pump fake. Goes inside. He's got Clay. Clay went off with an ankle injury at one point early in the first, or during the first half. He appears to be okay. Gets the first points of the second here. Bankowski out for Bateman into the corner. Vinsel, no good. Rebound by Williams, puts it back up and over. I think that was Johnson. And it's good for Greenville.
And a common theme we've seen from Eric Williams, 4 offensive rebounds for him.
Great hustle by Tankins to keep it in. And Win Brown can't get it to go, though. Williams with an arm into Johnson. Now Vinsel. Shot from Bateman in the corner, good.
And
Marvin Bateman never shy about shooting.
That's what Greenville wants. They want those quick threes. If they can start to play more of their style, they could be right back in it.
Josh Johnson for Clay, no good. The lead at 8. It was as high as 14 in the first half. Webster has led the entire way. Williams can't get that one to fall. Working against Tankins inside. Bateman from the other corner now. He can do it from both sides.
And look at Vinsel passing up his three-point opportunity. He knows Bateman just knocked down another 3, and this is a guy that can fill it up in a hurry. He's got back-to-back trays now. Watch out.
And a great job by Bateman to put those threes in, and this is a 5-point game. Greenville on a little bit of a run right now that they need to maintain. And the air ball from Clay, fielded by Vinsel. Bankowski off and running. New 5 getting ready to come in for Greenville, but not before Bateman puts up another 3. No good. That's going to be out of bounds. I think that's off of Webster. No. They're going to say it's off of Vinsel, as he and Johnson were both diving for it. New 5 for Greenville. Taking the floor, it will be Simmons, Grady, Jackson, Nixon, and Johnson.
But exactly the start the Panthers wanted in the second half. 8-2 the advantage for the Panthers since we have started this second half.
They needed a quick start, and the pace has been good from Greenville. 5 out there for Webster right now. It's Brown, Tankins who has the ball, Johnson, Clay, and Etienne. Here is Josh Johnson. Jordan Clay in the corner has to hold it up a little bit for Win Brown to get open. Brown draws the double. That opens up Clay, who drives, kicks it out for Tankins. 1,000 points on the season, and he can't get that with a fall. Nixon with the rebound. Greenville running into the corner for Jackson. He'll claim that was a pass after the game as it finds Grady.
Boy, and again, Greenville on the offensive glass has really surprised in this one.
17.5 to go. Johnson pulls up mid-range off the glass. And we get a timeout taken by Webster as they deal with this opening intensity in the second half from Greenville.
Boy, and how pretty was that from Josh Johnson. I love that shot. Along the baseline, just a little kiss off the window. You get that angle, and really it's one of the best bank shots to be able to hit. You get that little angle slightly off of the baseline, and all you have to do is find the glass, and it just seems like it goes in every time.
Yeah, and it comes off so soft, you don't hear it. It almost looks like it just stops for a second. Just great touch as it comes out of Johnson's hand. With the scoring numbers he has put up throughout his career, you don't do that without touch. 61-56 your score, 17:24 to go in the second half. This is the conference championship of the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. And on the line is a berth in the I was looking at the year 1989, the anniversary banner from last year.
30th anniversary here
yes.
for the SLIAC.
So the winner goes to the Division III National Championship Tournament. And they will cut down the net to our left-hand side. Will it be the home Gorloks or the visiting Panthers who will be climbing the ladder when this one is done and dusted? Grady's two-pointer is up and in. Closes the lead to just 3. That's the biggest they've looked in Webster's rearview mirror for quite some time. Etienne's dunk makes it 5.
Boy, Etienne looking like a wide receiver, just stacked the defender on his hip and went up and caught it in transition.
Grady with the 3, didn't come out cleanly. Now Etienne, look out, folks. It's Clay, dunk, it's in. This is a little bit more like what we expected to see.
Is it ever? What excitement.
Johnson puts it in at the other end. Said at some point this game was going to open up. It appears to be. Long pass pulled in. Here we go again. Oh.
That's all you can do. All the air just went out of the building. I think we were all expecting a windmill, a tomahawk
coming
something.
was what I was looking for. And that one's up, no good. Rebound pulled in by Tankins. Youth coaches everywhere, by the way, are pleased. See, boys, it's about the fundamentals. Somebody turned to his son and said that somewhere.
Well, I can guarantee you if this wasn't a championship game, he would have went sailing on that one.
Looks like we get a timeout taken. 67-60, so after Greenville claws it back to just 3 points, Webster with a quick 4 just evades the Panthers.
Boy, and these fans are jumping out of their seats right now. The energy is just electric here at Webster University. What a great display from both of these squads early on in the second half. Again, we talked about this one's going to open up at some point in Greenville early on in this second half. Starting to get things going from beyond the arc. They got a couple of threes, both of them from Marvin Bateman. And that's something that if they can consistently find that look from beyond the arc, I think that's their key to get back into this one.
That's what got them here.
Certainly is. 31 made threes as a team, 31 of 67, so a great percentage at that in the semifinal game.
16 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the ball game. Webster and the home team is in the all-white uniforms. And Greenville wearing the black with orange accents. Enrique Tankins finds Wynn Brown Jr., the freshman, newcomer of the year in the conference. Spins underneath to Etienne, who goes up, can't get it to go. And there he is again, Jordan Clay, who's had a great start to this second half. Bankowski, lofted pass to Williams. Not going to try the shot over Tankins. They kick it into the corner for Vinsel. Back in for Williams. Double teamed. Vinsel from the corner, no good. Rebound pulled in one-handed by Etienne. And awareness by Vinsel to pick off the pass. Webster's not going to be happy with that giveaway.
And there's another one back-to-back.
As the long pass can't be brought in. It was intended, looked like, for Clay. With 15.5 to go, the lead is 7.
And even Clay's hops not able to go up and grab that one, so Another opportunity here for Greenville to claw back into it.
Contreras, Williams, Bateman, Bankowski, and Vinsel on the floor right now for Greenville. But I'm sure that'll change in the next minute. Bankowski, Bateman in the corner. No good. Simmons liked the look of that one from the bench, I will say.
Sure did.
This is Win Brown Jr. Into the corner. Etienne back out for Brown. Josh Johnson, player of the year on 13 points tonight. Freshman on 15. Worked underneath nicely for Etienne. And he's now your leader at 17. Long pass for Contreras. Contreras going into the middle. Bateman up top. That's what they need.
Beautifully done. Bateman, 3 3-pointers in the second half now.
9 quick points for him. He's up to 17 in the game, so he has matched Etienne as we get a whistle. Stepped out of bounds, it looked like. Or no?
I think Vinsel caught Brown with the body that time. First foul of the second half, so much like the first half, took us a while to see our first foul in that first half. They're letting them play. And you love to see that in a championship game.
You do.
Let the players be the ones that decide which way the game goes and let them battle it out. And you know the fans love to see that physical brand of basketball, and it gets a little bit heated from time to time when you allow things to kind of develop out there on the floor, but that's what it's all about at this point of the year. You know, you're in the championship games. You want to see those heightened emotions, whether they be good or bad. You know, it's just exciting to watch.
It really is. And you said it well, you do want the players to be the story. You want the kind of basketball they're playing to be what people come away talking about, as opposed to the number of whistles or the types of whistles that you have. So they have done a great job of establishing a tone so far.
And a good job by Greenville establishing the three-pointer in the second half. We talked a few times about that, as they have finally started to get on track from downtown. And for Webster, they continue to do a nice job on the defensive end, but something that's really standing out to me is the way that they've taken care of the basketball. Only 10 turnovers so far in this game, and you might think, oh, well, we're barely into the second half. 10 turnovers, that's kind of high. Not against Greenville. They force over 30 turnovers a game. Webster has been excellent at, again, controlling the pace, keeping the basketball, not allowing, especially those live ball turnovers. I feel like we have seen a very limited number of runouts for Greenville in this ballgame.
Johnson inbounds for Brown, who returns the favor. If you're having fun watching this, you'll sure want to come back at 7 for the women's championship.
I'll take ownership for that
exactly.
turnover.
I was going to say, that's it's happened to all of us. The more you announce, the more it happens to you. The old commentator's curse.
Well, you sit here blabbering your mouth for a good couple of hours. It's bound to happen a few times, right?
It is. It is. A lot of airtime. This is Etienne. Did a nice job to find Nugent there. Nugent is double-teamed. Tosses one up. Etienne, some big-time ups to pull that one in, but he can't connect on the pass. 2 quick turnovers from Webster.
Boy, and Etienne pulls in the one that looked like it was going to be a turnover and then seemed like a pretty routine feed down low for Enrique Tankins, and just bounced it a little bit wide for him. And Panthers, again, a chance to make this a one-possession ball game.
It's easier said than done, but crucial for Webster to kind of slow things down right now. Take care of the basketball as Hughes goes up. They're going to get him for his 4th.
So Ethan Hughes didn't get a lot of playing time in that first half due to foul trouble, and now he's likely going to have to sit until around that 5-6 minute mark after picking up his 4th now.
Taking off the warm up top is Blake Farrell, number 3 for Webster. He's going to come in for Hughes. Guard comes in for a forward.
And this will be the first minutes of the ball game for Blake Farrell. He played quite a bit in that semifinal game. Haven't seen as much of him in this championship game, obviously his first minutes.
Jackson converts. That makes it 71-67. The lead has been as big as 14 and as small as 3. Now stands at 4 as that one is out of bounds. It will be Webster's ball.
Nice job by our baseline referee there on the far side not to get influenced by the Greenville crowd. You got everyone yelling in your face and pointing Greenville basketball, and he awards it to the Gorlocks.
For Webster right now, it is Johnson, Brown, Nugent, Tankins, and Farrell. This is Brown. Farrell. He gets his, no, can't get that one to go. His first attempt of the game, no good. This is Johnson now. Johnson defended by Nixon and Jackson. Grady, Simmons, and Johnson also on the floor. Brown, long three. Good. The freshman now has 18.
Nothing but net and turns around, turns his swag up to 11. He heads back to the defensive end.
New unit getting ready to come on for Greenville. Johnson triple teamed. Get some help from Tankins. Have to hurry up. They do. Brown will bring it in. Farrell from the corner, no good. It's short. And we get a foul under the basket.
Good call. Javon Nugent just gave a forearm shiver to the back of Riley Simmons that time.
Yeah, that's been a good battle. That we saw a little bit of it in the first half. You know, Simmons, he's tall. He looks kind of lanky as you look at him, but he's got a lot of strength to him, and it's been fun to watch between him and Nugent.
He does. He's a scrapper, and he's also an excellent ball distributor, one of the leaders in assists for this Greenville team, but he's not afraid to mix it up down low, as you talk about.
And I think we may have mentioned in the first half, 129 rebounds this season, too.
Great call right there. That's a moving screen, no doubt about it, and that's what freed up the three-point attempt for Marvin Bateman.
So they get Williams with that one, and that is his fourth. So 11 points and one of your leading rebounders, now on 4 fouls. Will they substitute him out?
Leading rebounder on the season and leading rebounder in this game for either side at 8.
Should say leading rebounder by average on the season.
Yes.
Not total rebounds.
Who is Riley Simmons?
That was a Schwarzenegger movie, wasn't it? Farrell lays one in. 13 minutes to go now. 76-67. Palindrome on the scoreboard.
I can't keep up with all those Schwarzenegger films.
I can't either. I'm having a hard time remembering them all. Out of bounds, it will be a Webster ball. 12 minutes, 56 seconds, potentially separating Webster from their 11th conference championship. Greenville has won it 3 times. We get a foul called against Bateman. That's his first.
Just 3 team fouls for the Panthers.
Different storyline than we saw on Thursday for sure.
No doubt about it.
Brown finds Tankins. Full court press from Greenville as you'd expect. Nugent drives. Tries to beat Bateman and Williams. Can't get it to go. Farrell's rebound put back no good. And it's Williams who comes away with it. Drives with the right hand. Kicks it out to the corner for Vinsel. Good for 3.
In rhythm. You knew that one was going down.
76-70. 12 and a half to go. Johnson's going to inbound to Tankins, but...
So they'll get Bankowski here.
That's before the inbound, Bankowski's 3rd foul. We're starting to see a few more whistles here at the start of the second half. Aaron Hopp getting ready to come in for Webster. This is Nugent. Farrell beats Williams. Can't beat the rim, though. Nugent's putback, no good. Draws the foul. Is that a foul from Williams?
I think it is.
No, it's Bateman.
They get Bateman, so a break for Greenville there.
That would have been Williams' 5th foul. Instead, it's Bateman's 2nd as they were both involved there.
But how about...
Smile on Williams' face as it doesn't go his way.
Right, and how about the break of the pressure right there? That was textbook breaking the press. Ball did not hit the floor once. Beautiful ball movement to work it up the floor and provide this opportunity.
Nugent's first, no good.
That dead spot nearly made you eat your words for a second.
Almost did. Almost did. Didn't look good at all, but then it just kind of died and gave itself a chance. Substitutions. Tankins is going to head back to the locker room briefly. It's Hopp, Johnson, Farrell, Brown and Nugent on the floor. Nope, correction, Farrell is out. That is Etienne, I believe, 21.
Yes.
He's hiding his numbers from us. Nugent's second is good.
I'd hide from us, too, if I wasn't me.
I would, too. Somewhere there's a psychologist watching this game thinking, interesting. This is Grady. Nixon from the corner. Good. The lead is back to 4. Nugent, nice pass for Brown. He's got Etienne to his right, leaves it for him. Up and in, simple lay-in. Lead extends to 6. So the Panthers doing a nice job of clawing back, but they can't quite even things up. Webster is not going down easy. Simmons for 3, no good. It was a little flat and short. Comes out for Grady, who will let fly as well, no good. Simmons trying to pull it in. Nixon keeps it in. This is Grady. Johnson fakes out Etienne, beats Johnson, but no good. And that is out of bounds.
That's 3 straight offensive rebounds caused by Riley Simmons. On the first couple, he got in there, tipped it out to his teammates, and then that third one, the contest, forces it off of Webster, and they will retain possession yet again.
I would say he's not going to shy away from the battle. I think that's about what you said, and that is absolutely true, as he's right in the middle of it all.
It's been impressive, and it's something we saw in that semifinal matchup from the Panthers, too. They know they don't have the size advantage, so they're willing to get in there and tip it up and live for another try on the glass.
Tankins back into the game. Johnson's going to get a breather. Simmons, lay-in. Good. Again, the strength to fight through some contact and pick up the basket.
And that's some serious contact he fought through Enrique Tankins.
On another day, that could be an and one, too.
Yes.
Nugent beats Simmons. No good, though. Tankins. Johnson comes up and over the back. No good. He'll get to shoot 2.
Can't get the roll. Nearly went down, but Enrique Tankins and that was Etienne on the first attempt. Or was that Nugent? Can't remember. But
I think it was Nugent.
Yes, so Nugent, his first time up, tons of contact. No call on that one either. So they are letting him play both ways. But that last foul coming from, I believe that was Johnson, just climbed on the back of Tankins, and you just can't avoid that call.
And that is Henry Johnson, number 23, not Josh Johnson, number 2 of Webster, for all the neutral fans trying to get used to the names. Just under 11 minutes to go. This is the SLIAC Conference Championship game between Webster in the all-white and Greenville in the all-black. 5-point game, now 6-point game. But it is not the final basketball game of the weekend. Coming up at 7 o'clock tonight from right here at Webster on collegecast.com. We don't even have to pack up after this game because Colin and Jim Plyman will be bringing you the women's final for SLIAC. Webster trying to hold on to take the tournament as number 1 seed with Spalding challenging. That game at 7 o'clock. This is Aaron Hott. Nice touch, but no good. And that's out. It'll stay with Webster.
Contreras and Bateman knocked that one away from each other that time. They had the defensive rebound, and it'll stay with Webster as a result.
Tankins over there on the bench again. Looks like he's stretching a little bit. We mentioned a little bit restricted time on Thursday, so I hope he is okay if you're a Webster fan. Brown, long 3, no good. That's short, and we get a foul called against Nugent on the floor.
Just 3 team fouls on the Gorlocks. 3rd personal on Nugent. And how about Austin Contreras scores 41 points in the semifinal game. He has yet to get involved in the scoring column in this one. Let's see if they can get him involved in these final 10 minutes.
Yeah, so far it's been a frustrating night for Contreras. He's tried to lob a few threes that haven't gone. He's tried a few short-range shots. Nothing seems to be falling for him. Good sportsmanship as you see some of the players on the bench for Greenville helping Nugent up.
That's 4 personals on him now, so he will head to the bench, and Jordan Clay back onto the floor for the Gorlocks.
And the referee having to do the mopping since Josh Johnson isn't on the floor. Got to say, Johnson's technique a little better. The ref going with the time-honored shoe on the towel technique. You know, it's good for power, but not as good for stability and control.
Exactly. Josh Johnson wasn't afraid to get down and dirty with it.
No. This is Vinsel. Big block Delivered by Jadis Smith.
Jadis Smith, make your presence known, young fella. Gets in there and swats it with authority.
Freshman from Estem Charter High School, Little Rock, Arkansas. Bateman from the corner, off the front rim. Contreras is going to throw one up now. And he hits one. Boy, they could use a run from him. Makes it a 3-point game.
On cue, back to a one-possession ball game.
Nice rope from Jordan Clay to Smith. Now Brown. Spin move. Shot from almost behind the backboard. Hits 2 rims and out. Bankowski keeps it in. Brown retrieves. Clay coming in out of nowhere and lays it in.
Great awareness from Jordan Clay to realize that the lane was open. He cuts, makes himself available.
Here's Contreras. Have to imagine he's looking to get another shot. Instead, it's Vinsel who's going to take it. Aaron Hopp knocks it out of the hands of Bankowski. It'll be out. Greenville ball. We'll get some substitutions. Josh Johnson checks in for Win Brown Jr. And it looks like we also have a timeout. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the SLIAC Men's Championship on collegecast.com.
College is a liberal arts and science institution, which also provides professional programs with a liberal arts emphasis. The college exists to cultivate excellence in learning, service, and leadership through the mutual development of intellect and character to enable graduates to lead meaningful lives and have successful careers. At Eureka College, your individuality is celebrated. Discover your academic, social, and career goals, then attain them with the skills learned during your time here. Our personalized atmosphere, expert faculty, and professional staff help define your uniquely Eureka experience. You've come into this world with a purpose, to not simply be, but to become the embodiment of everything extraordinary that lives inside of you. Your quest to fulfill your purpose can begin today at Westminster College. The faculty, staff, and alumni of Westminster are unified toward one goal: to provide the intensive focus and clarity you need to take ownership of your future. This unequaled learning experience will harness the power in your purpose and embolden you to unleash it as you go out into the world. Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri, the power in purpose.
Welcome back. You're watching collegecast.com. The home Gorloks of Webster University with 83 points. The visiting Panthers from Greenville with 78, making it a 5-point deficit with 9.5 to go. Conference title on the line. Tom Eichwald alongside Colin Surrey with Tim Miller producing and James O'Sullivan bringing you the pictures. This is Johnson. Leaves it for Nixon in the corner. Coming out of the timeout, he hits. Nixon, Johnson, Grady, Simmons, and Jackson on the floor for Greenville. And for the Gorloks, it is Tankins, Johnson, Hopp, Etienne, and Clay. Here he is. Watch out. That's twice he's burned me now.
Come on, Jordan. We know what you're capable of. Where's it at?
Barry Nixon's three is short. Here comes Etienne. Is he going to go for it now? I think he will. No, another lay-in. Discipline from these Webster Gorloks.
And
you know what's going to happen? Next time I'm going to be like, oh, he goes up for a layup and he goes and throws something thunderous down.
Exactly.
Long three from Simmons, despite the contact from Etienne. 87-84. Boy, credit to Greenville. For a while there in the first half, they were passing it out of bounds, couldn't hit anything on the shot. They have stuck with it, clawed back, and they're within 3, and they could tie it up on this possession. You know they're looking to shoot. Grady and Nixon pleading for it on the far side. It's Nixon from the corner to tie it. No good. Rebound pulled in by Grady. Santiago Grady up for Simmons. Long three, no good. Rebound pulled in by Tankins. Aaron Hopp on the break. They could use some points here just to keep that lead. Etienne underneath. Goes up, no good. Johnson's rebound is good. 2 points.
Boy, in Greenville, you're not going to get a much better look in this offense for Nixon in the corner. Could not pay it off.
And they fail to tie it and then lose 2 more. As Chris Jackson spins, finds Nixon, long three. Also short. Rebound is Henry Johnson's. Fade away underneath, no good. Aaron Hopp with the rebound. Hitting the ground hard is Nixon. Some contact behind the ball between Nixon and Hopp. As Etienne goes the other way, lays it in.
What a swing in momentum we have seen on these last couple of possessions.
Really is. You have a shot to tie it, and right here, the Webster's going to get a possession, and they could make it a 9 or 10 point game.
Incredible.
Boy, that was quick, wasn't it?
It sure was, and we've seen it go back and forth that way. Greenville, an excellent opportunity, probably should have tied the game up with that three-point attempt, and now the Gorloks just flying back out, and it's the defense that has done it for them on this little mini run. They've played excellent team defense on the other end, and it has allowed them to get some good looks on the opposite side of the floor due to those stops.
New squad out there for Greenville. It's Bankowski, Contreras, Vinsel, Bateman, and Williams. Webster cannot convert there as Josh Johnson's lay-in is no good. This is Bateman, likes to shoot it, and that's why. Three-pointer from Bateman makes it a 4-point game all over again.
And the shot fake just got the defender to completely sell out.
Brown, this is Hughes. Tries to draw the contact, it doesn't. Instead, it's Win Brown Jr. for three, that's good! The freshman just keeps going, 21 points now for the newcomer of the year. Contreras passes across for Bateman. Underneath for Williams. He lays it in, fights off the contact from Hughes, who's on 4 fouls.
What a finish from Eric Williams, 13 and 11, a double-double for the leading rebounder on average for the Panthers.
Thank you. Hughes going up against Williams. No good. Ball falls for Vinsel, who keeps it in, fires it over to Bankowski. And here come the Panthers with 6 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock. Contreras. Bateman. Underneath for Williams. Williams. No good. Rebound hauled in by Brown. He's got Hughes to his left. Instead goes it himself. Win Brown to 23 points.
And if you don't stop ball, Win Brown's going to take it right to the rack like we just saw.
Contreras. Unorthodox, but it worked.
What a finish from the southpaw. Gets the left-handed floater to go.
And he just needed something to go in at this point. You know, he had such a great performance on Thursday. Hasn't been able to buy a bucket here tonight as Win Brown at the other end. What can't he do? 25 points now.
Boy, and then you try to step in front of him, and then he'd pull up for that jumper from the mid-range. He's just so deadly.
This is no criticism on anybody else on Webster, but every time they have needed something, it's been Win Brown delivering the points, the intensity, the rebounds, everything. He has been absolutely outstanding, staking his claim for an MVP award here in this championship game.
Newcomer of the year, the freshman showing up big.
Tankins. And he charges into Williams. A bold stand by Williams on 4 fouls.
And if he was caught in the restricted area, that would have been over and done with for him in this ball game. Instead, it's a block. Greenville gets the ball back. Now he can rest on the bench for a little bit. He'll be available for that final stretch of the ball game. And now Greenville a chance to cut it to a one-possession game once again.
Substitutions for Greenville. It's the Simmons, Johnson, Grady, Nixon, Jackson line. Johnson, Farrell, Brown, Etienne, and Hughes on the court for the Gorloks. This is Farrell. Win Brown Jr. His teammates are just finding him wherever he is, giving him the ball. Hughes. Underneath. Brown. Of course. You got all these big bodies. Give it to the 5'7" guy in the paint.
27 points, 4 boards, and 5 dimes for Win Brown Jr.
Simmons, easy lay-in. And they're just trading buckets here, which Webster would take for another 4 minutes and 40 seconds. 100-95. Johnson doesn't get it away. I didn't see back here. Did Webster get a timeout in before that?
I don't think so. I think that's a 5-second
No,
call.
it is a 5-second violation. Coach Bunch did not get the timeout in.
Or maybe they're saying that he did now. This referee on the far side is letting Dr. George Barber know.
I saw the signal for 5-second violation, so maybe 5-second violation with a timeout taken after it, technically. I'm not exactly sure. We'll know when we see who has the ball. But what an exciting second half it's been here, Colin.
It's been incredible. It's been so much fun to watch, and Greenville is really threatening. It's just gotten tighter and tighter as this half has gone on, and you just feel at some point Greenville's going to get over the top and either tie this one up or take a lead. The question will be, how does Webster respond when that happens?
I want to thank all the SLIAC member schools who have made this broadcast possible. You've been hearing about them during a lot of the breaks that we've had, but such a great welcome and a lot of fun to be a part of this tournament. as we have been for a few years now. The men's final happening right before your eyes here. Women's final at 7 o'clock tonight from the same gym, same network. And it has been a great weekend of basketball as it was last year. So I want to thank SLIAC for having us.
They have put on a great show, and Dick Kaiser, the SLIAC commissioner, has done a great job joining us at halftime, entertaining us, letting us know what's been going on in the conference, as there have been a lot of exciting things happening in the SLIAC, in not just basketball for the women and men, but plenty of other sports out there. And in the 30th anniversary of this conference, we have been treated to some very good basketball in this conference tournament.
And we would anticipate an exciting finish here with 4:34 remaining on the clock. Henry Johnson will inbound it for the Panthers.
And
not before a whistle.
Our scoreboard on the far side underneath the bucket here, where you're looking at the action, turned off momentarily. I wonder if that's why we had a quick pause in the action.
It looked like we may have had some issues with the scoreboards and some of the lights before the game. They have gotten it sorted out, but just a brief glitch, and we'll get back to the action. Johnson trying to get around Etienne. Finds Simmons up top. Three-pointer is good. Swirls all the way around, but that three-pointer makes it a 2-point game. This is the closest Greenville has been since the first half. Early in the first half.
Yes.
Who other than Win Brown Jr. streaking down the court here? Is he going to go it himself? No. Kicks it back out for Josh Johnson. Johnson drives, unable to finish.
It'll stay Webster basketball.
It's Johnson, Clay, Brown, Tankins, and Etienne for the Gorlocks. Officials getting the thing they're sorting out. And one, as Clay draws the contact, he will get a bonus shot. The Panthers have not led the entire game. They were 2 points away from potentially tying it, and as tends to be the case, it slips away just a little bit. Clay has an opportunity to make it a 5-point lead again.
4 personals on Barry Nixon now.
So that is Nixon and Williams for Greenville, both having 4. Hughes, the only player with 4 for Webster.
Nugent's got 4 as well.
Nugent has 4 as well. Thought I was missing somebody. Something didn't feel right when I said that. Thank you for the correction. This is Johnson. Johnson drives, draws the contact from Tankins, fights through it, wants the call, doesn't get it.
How on earth did he get that one to go?
No idea.
What a finish. Big-time play in a big-time moment.
And Etienne pulls it in again from Johnson. Clay can't handle it. I think that's Grady went flying. Correction, Jackson, and it falls for Josh Johnson, who buries it. He's up to 17 points with 3.5 remaining. Barry Nixon. Henry Johnson, good again.
What a smart decision to give that one up by Nixon. The help was coming from the backside, and then he laid it off at the last second.
Brown from the free throw line. That might have been tipped. I think it was by Grady. And it will be Webster's ball.
Santiago Grady putting on a show in this one. He is the leading scorer for this team throughout the season. Hasn't really gone off in a way that, we might expect in these last couple of games, but he has been steady, just 8 points, and he's a guy to watch down the stretch. Does he come up with a few huge buckets?
This is Jordan Clay. Up top for Josh Johnson, 3-point attempt, no good. It was short. And Tankins can't pull in the rebound, but he does draw the foul. And he was fouled, it looks like, by Vinsel, who disagrees, who objects rather strenuously to the call. And that's his second foul.
And I was going to say, if that's an over-the-back on Eric Williams, it certainly didn't look to be the case from my vantage point. It makes much more sense that Vinsel would get caught with the call, and that would have sent Williams with 5 fouls.
To the surface that would have been Pine a few years ago.
Exactly. Front end missed.
Contreras, 2:47 on the clock, 3-point ball game. Williams drives, puts it up. It's good. We're down to 1 point.
How about the way he stretched behind himself to lay that one in, was trapped underneath the bucket, somehow got it to go.
Press beat very, very well. Jordan Clay up and over his man, pulls in his own rebound. Reverse is good. So every time Greenville gets within range, Webster just gets a few more.
Clay got away with a push-off in order to get that one back for himself.
Bankowski now. This would tie the game from Bateman. Good! Tie ball game for the first time since 0-0. And they will take a timeout to let Webster think about that one. 107-107 with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. You called it a couple minutes ago, Colin. Some point they're going to tie it up, and we're going to have to see how Webster responds.
And what a game we've got unfolding right before our eyes. Incredible from both sides, the competitiveness, the back and forth nature of what we've seen. Wouldn't have it any other way. It's going to come right down to the wire. And again, we're going to see the resolve of Webster tested in this one. Both of the games in the regular season, much like what we're seeing right now, right down to the wire. And really, it's going to be the team that comes up with the clutch shots in those clutch moments. Who has the resolve to come away with this one?
We mentioned Wynn Brown making a case for player of the game. You'd have to say Marvin Bateman is making a case for himself, too. He's up to 23 points as he ties it up there. It is Johnson, Brown, Tankins, Etienne, and Clay for Webster, and with the Greenville fans on their feet for the first time in a while, they are on their feet cheering on Bateman, Johnson, Grady, Simmons, and Williams. Josh Johnson finds Brown up top, fakes the shot. Instead, he's going to drive. Now he's got Etienne. Brown from the corner. That is good. And that is, couldn't see where he was standing. That was a three-pointer because the crowd in front of us is standing. Might as well stand and join him, I guess. Wynn Brown, again coming up with the ball. He's at 30 points, by the way, for those of you keeping track at home. Josh Johnson gives it to Etienne with a big dunk over Simmons. This place is bouncing. Greenville lets a pass get away from him, and it will be Webster's ball. Look at it. It's the freshman, Wynn Brown Jr., telling his teammates to slow down. We are in control here. He beat the coaches to that signal. What a kid he is. What a leader.
So impressive. You said it. Leadership qualities written all over this guy.
He's got 30. Etienne with that dunk gets himself to 25. Jordan Clay has 23 points. Those three alone would win a lot of college basketball games just with that point total.
How about the response from Webster? How many teams would get tight in a situation where you are the favorite? You're the one coming in as the one seed, the host team, and all of a sudden the game's tied up for the first time in the late moments. To have this kind of a response is so impressive.
Brown spins away with 1:24 to go. Etienne blocked by Williams, puts it back, and it's in. 114 to 107. 1 minute, 15 on the clock. This is Grady. Williams, sheer athleticism to wriggle away from Tankins. Rebound pulled in by Clay. No rush now for Webster. Wynn Brown Jr. Now Clay, all the way across for Etienne. They'll pass it around. Clock inside of a minute with a 7-point lead. Josh Johnson drives. He's going to check back. 12 left on the shot clock. 48 in the game. This is Etienne. No fouls yet from Greenville. Etienne, uncontested jumper off the heel. Falls for Brown, and there they foul him. Waited a long time to foul him. And Henry Johnson finally puts his hands on Wynn Brown Jr. with 38.5 to go. And Brown pounces to the free throw line. He is ready to shoot these.
How about a 7-0 run after it was tied up at 107 apiece? And now Wynn Brown Jr. can all but put this one out of reach if he's able to come away with these two. 1-1 here for Wynn Brown.
Well, what did you say about needing a response?
We just saw it. Incredible.
The enthusiasm perhaps getting the better of one or two in the crowd. We've received a PA warning for fans to stay off the court. I think it was the Etienne dunk that got everybody going.
I think it did. That was incredible.
I told Tim Miller not to run on the court if there was a dunk.
You know, Tim is just always getting up to trouble. He's a crazy guy, but we love him because He pays us.
Yeah. 32 seconds remaining. Three-point attempt by Williams rims out. Josh Johnson pulls in the rebound. Bateman will foul him. And Josh Johnson, the player of the year, will go to the line, trying to become the first SLIAC player of the year since 2008 to advance to the D3 tournament by winning this tournament.
26.1 left on the clock, but I think it's fair to say the celebration has already begun here at Webster University.
The players on the bench have started. I don't think Coach Bunch has started celebrating anything yet. Johnson hits the first. That thing was dead center. Double bullseye for all you darts players. That's his 18th point. He'll get a chance to make it 19 with his second free throw and make it an 11-point game with 26 to go, which you'd have to think would do it. Comes out nice and soft, just as perfect as the first one. Henry Johnson now. Need threes, and he takes one. Good, 20.8 to go. Timeout taken by Greenville. Your score is 118 to 110.
Snaps an 11-0 run, but unless they can get some quick steals and more three-pointers, this one all but over.
It is. And let's just talk for a minute about what we've seen from Webster. Win Brown, you'd have to say, has been the driver of this team. Etienne's physicality, I think, has worn out. You don't talk about, usually you're talking about Greenville wearing out the opposition. Etienne and Clay, their down low physicality has worn out this Greenville team. And 27 points for Etienne, 23 for Clay. They have been prodigious. They're pulling in rebounds. It's just been such a team effort where you've got Tankins only has 6 points. Tankins has 6 points in this game. He's done other things. But you got Josh Johnson, he's got 19. That's a good afternoon. But what those three guys have done in Brown, Clay, and Etienne has been phenomenal, and that's why we are where we are in this game.
Well, you said it. It's a team effort that has gotten the job done for the Gorlocks in this one. The team defense is really what stood out to me in this one, because really it's been Greenville out of sorts all game long on the offensive end. They want to get those quick threes up. They finally found a little bit of rhythm with it from time to time here in the second half, but the Gorlocks have completely taken them out of their game. They have not looked like the same team that we saw in the semifinal that knocked down 31 three-pointers. They've run them off the three-point line beautifully, and a team that has a very distinct style has been forced to go away with it from time to time in this one.
With 20.8 to go, Webster has Hop, Johnson, Tankins, Clay, and Brown on the floor. Greenville has Simmons, Grady, Williams, Johnson, and Bateman. Another foul will send, I believe that's Win Brown, who's jogging to the free throw line. He wants to take these.
And it's a double bonus situation now for the Gorlocks as Win Brown.
That's
chance to make it 34 here.
Mere bookkeeping at this point, but the foul was on Santiago Grady, his first.
And you said it. I think Win Brown has put himself in awfully good position to be the player of this tournament on the men's side.
He had a great game. He had 18 points, I believe, in the semifinal, which is a great performance for anybody, much less a freshman. But it's been the leadership tonight, too. We keep talking about it, but it really is striking.
And go back to that play where you talked about him telling the team to slow things down, be composed in that one moment as he knocks down the second free throw. He actually drove the ball up the floor. It was a 3-on-1 situation. He attacked. He knows the game situation.
Grady for three. No good, but he is fouled. They're trailing 10. Coach Bunch is telling the official that's a two-pointer.
I don't think he's going to win that argument.
I don't think he will. You can't blame him for trying, though.
Gorlocks have been so impressive. The bounce back. This one was tied up at 107 apiece. And look at it now.
Grady hits the first. The best he could do if he hits the next two, which they did rule it was a three-point attempt, so he could make it 113-120, 7-point game with 11.4 to go, which it could happen. Gorlocks are showing no sign of cracking from the free throw line, though, so they're going to have to miss some shots if this game is going to be tied up again. As there we see the miss by Grady. Bateman's going to take a three with 9 to go. Off the rim. Tankins pulls it in and will draw the foul from Henry Johnson. He wanted a jump ball, but instead they're going to get Johnson with his fourth foul of the game, send Tankins to the line.
Strong rebound from Enrique Tankins, and Salt Elementary from here on out an 8-point lead, a couple of free throws coming, and just 4 seconds away from a berth in the Division III National Championship bracket.
And Josh Johnson has started the celebratory jog around the court. He ran to our left to eyeball the net that will be cut down in a few minutes. Stick around after the game because there will be the cutting down of the net, and there will also be the presentation of the All-Tournament Team and the Tournament Player of the Year awards. You will want to stick around for those. And more of us, but mostly you want to stick around for the awards.
Well, Simmons. I say mostly us, but that's okay.
1 second to go, might as well, no good. Webster is your 2020 SLIAC champion basketball team. With a final score of 121-112, they edge out the visiting Panthers from Greenville University, and they will be heading to the Division III National Championship Tournament. Congratulations to the Webster Gorlocks.
Josh Johnson mobbed on this near side of the court. The Player of the Year becomes the first since 2008 to earn that honor and come away with the conference tournament title. What a performance from the Gorlocks. We talked about it. They were going to be tested late in this second half at some point, and the seniors and a freshman in Wynn Brown stepped up big and got the job done here this afternoon.
We keep saying over and over again just what a fun tournament this is and has been, and that is no exception. And, just a few minutes ago, I was wondering why this gentleman over here is walking around with a pair of scissors in his back pocket. I was going to say it seems very dangerous, but I believe those are the celebratory scissors that are going to be used to cut down the nets, and he is on his way to present those to Coach Bunch. I wonder if they have a special pair of scissors. Do you think they go to an office and grade it? Do you think they keep maybe a velvet-lined box with the official scissors? I don't know.
Well, my question is, was he holding the scissors properly? As I recall from my days back in elementary school, you're supposed to hold the blades while it's shut, kind of like with your hand over it. That way you're not stabbing into anything, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. Unfortunately,
I didn't see the technique there.
We don't have slow-mo replay technology, so we will not be able to break down the tape on that. But they're getting set for, there's the ladder, they're getting set for the cutting down of the net. And it looks like he's actually taking it to our right-hand side. We were told it would be the left, but I don't think anybody at Webster cares right now. Unless they were trying to phase out an old net or something. But Webster weathers the storm and wins 121-112. Let's talk a little bit about what we saw from Greenville tonight. Fair to say they were disrupted. They were not allowed to settle into their rhythm early. Once they found it, it was just a little bit too late. They weren't quite able to do enough. They tied it up, but then Webster just pulled away. But a great effort tonight from Greenville.
And the effort was really what stood out. This team never quit the entire ball game, trailed the entire contest, never had a lead the entire game, yet we had it at 107 apiece with just about 2 minutes left to go. And still, the offensive barrage from Webster, the way that they were able to beat that press time and time again, ended up being the difference in this ballgame.
We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because we do have the All-Tournament Team Awards presentation and the cutting down of the net coming up. Quick break. We'll be right back on collegecast.com.
My name is Trayvon Heron. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. There's a lot of things about Blackburn that stand out to me when I was choosing this college. One of the biggest things is the work program. I'm really a person that's with like hands-on activities, and being up in a work program, actually getting job experience I could put up on a resume, really like boost your efforts to actually getting a job after you leave. You know, you always go your whole life thinking about what do you want to do, what you think your future holds, and well, I finally found that when I came to Blackburn.
In this life, many will underestimate you. Let them. Just keep climbing your own path. Class by class, build your own foundation. Follow your own dreams. When others finally take notice and wonder, how did you get here? Just smile and say, didn't you know I had wings? Fontbonne University. Soar higher.
Whether you're an athlete or a fan with 17 intercollegiate sports, it's not hard to find your Panther pride at Greenville University. Greenville University offers a variety of undergraduate, graduate, and online programs. Here we appreciate the variety of experience you bring to the classroom. Together, we'll help you gain the experience you need for whatever is next. Learn more at greenville.edu. Greenville University. Quality education.
Welcome back, everybody. We are recognizing the 2020 All-Tournament team. And the first honoree from Blackburn College, Christian Wagner, had a great game on Thursday night. From Spalding, Anthony Jones. Blackburn, Anthony Jones.
45 points. Jones for Fonpon, actually.
Fonpon. I was shifting back and forth and missed school. I'm trying to remember. From Greenville University, Marvin Bateman finished the game with 23 points tonight. Get some congratulations from Blake Farrell and from Enrique Tankins on his way to receive his All-Tournament Team Award.
Also from Greenville University.
And also from Greenville, Austin Contreras. We saw some pleasantries exchanged between Tankins and Contreras earlier in the game as there was some contact, but great to see Tankins congratulate him, hug between the two. As Contreras, who had 41 points on Thursday night, is honored deservedly. From Webster University, Rodson Etienne. They threw down kind of the clinching dunk in this game just as momentum was starting to go Greenville's way. It was that big slam over here to our right-hand side that really quieted the Greenville crowd. And the most valuable tournament player is Win Brown Jr., the freshman they call JR, is going to take home tournament MVP. And he has no bigger fan over there than senior Josh Johnson, who is shoving him towards the receiving point of the award.
You called it, Tom. Win Brown has been so instrumental in this run as he holds up that award, and the crowd gives a huge roar. Very deserving. All of these guys deserve this award, but none more than Win Brown Jr. We saw a freshman grow up before our eyes in this conference tournament today.
And a lot of respect for what he's done, a lot of respect for what all these guys have done. As you see these Webster players wearing their 30th anniversary SLIAC championship T-shirts. And well-deserved for Win Brown Jr., well-deserved for Etienne, well-deserved for Contreras and Bateman and Wagner and Jones as well. And now the formal introduction of the 2020 Men's SLIAC Tournament Basketball Champions, the Webster Gorlocks. Now, who gets to touch the trophy first? That's the real question.
I think Josh Johnson will get the honors here.
Who do they give it to? Aaron Hopp.
Aaron Hopp holds it up.
He gets in there, gets to receive it. And they pose for the pictures. And they will shortly go to cut down the net on our right-hand side.
I think Josh Johnson was just waiting to get that front row seat as he slides in. He's got the basketball.
Front middle holding the basketball. Every team photo needs one. But what a group this Webster University team is. And not just, this was something that I actually heard from George Barber, the head coach for Greenville, before the game. He was talking about just how much respect he has for Webster, not just their accomplishments as a program, but he also talked about they're the sportsmanship award winners. I mean, you got the coach of the year. This is a great group of young men for Webster, as it is for Greenville, and it's just it's well deserved with the way they played against a very talented Blackburn team that had already taken down a D2 opponent in Drury earlier in the year, and then to come in and measure up and totally control a game that, by Greenville's plan, is supposed to be kind of out of control, is just phenomenal. So you have to take nothing away from what these other teams have contributed, but deserved champions in Webster.
And I think a lot of the credit has to go to Chris Bunch. It is a direct reflection upon him what these players as individuals show out on the floor. You mentioned the sportsmanship. Really from top to bottom, these guys exemplify what it means to be a student athlete.
That's going to do it for us. We want to thank you for joining us here on collegecast.com as we have brought you the men's championship of the SLIAC tournament. For all of us at the crew, Tim Miller, James O'Sullivan, Colin Surrey, my name is Tom Eichwald. take a quick break and then rejoin College Cast tonight when Colin and Jim have Spalding versus Webster for the Women's SLIAC Championship. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll stick around for the women's final. Have a great weekend.